In this episode, we are here to teach Premiere Pro from scratch to mastery on the Progressive Academy channel. After opening the Premiere software, the panel we initially encounter and will continue to see is the Premiere Start panel. Essentially, it serves as our start screen. It contains options that we want to discuss one by one. Projects we've previously worked on are displayed here, and with a single click, we can access them. If you haven't created a project before, unlike me, you won't see anything on this page. On the left side, there's an area we can explore. The first option is New Project, which allows us to create a new project by clicking on it. With Open Project, we can run previously saved projects. The options at the bottom of the panel lead to a space where you can collaborate on a project with others. The first option opens a shared project for you to work on with others, and the second option opens a previously saved shared project.
Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played.
Clicking New Projects takes us to a screen with several options we want to get familiar with to understand their functions. The first section is where we need to select a name for our project. Location indicates where the project will be saved, which can be altered by clicking Browse. Moving forward, we have other options like General, Scratch, and Ingest, all of which we aim to become familiar with. The first section, General, features several choices. Under this tab, the first setting is video rendering and playback, where I've set the rendering option to the second choice. The first option utilizes your graphic card to assist in project rendering, which speeds up the process, but might cause crashes if your graphic card cannot support the project. The next part is Video, which lets us specify the video format. Its default setting is timecode, and you should keep it as such. In the Audio section, we can define our audio format while the Capture section is currently unnecessary. Now, let's explore the Scratch tab. This section enables us to save different parts of our project in separate folders. Each part can be modified to choose where it is saved, or we can leave it as the default option so that everything is saved in the same location as our main project. The Ingest section will be discussed in future lessons. Finally, after setting everything, we click OK to create a new project. On the screen we are seeing now, there are several options available. Various panels appear within this window, which will be covered in detail in upcoming lessons. At the top of this window, the software's main menu is located alongside panels, separated by distinct names, each designed for working in different modes. To start, let's familiarize ourselves with an important task. We navigate to the Edits menu, go to Preferences, and click Autosave. A window appears, allowing you to instruct Premiere to automatically save your project at specific intervals. Ensure the autosave option is checked, and in the next section, you can define a time interval, like 15 minutes. Premiere acknowledges that video projects can be very heavy and has set this time interval, providing this feature for convenience. Once the time is set, click OK to save the changes. Now, let's explore the various sections. Each section is called a frame, and we can work independently on each. Each frame contains multiple tools. Clicking on any panel highlights it with a blue box, indicating it is selected. The most important panel for our work is the Project panel, which displays the name we chose for our project. This panel contains all the files we want to include in the project. For example, we can drag and drop files from our folders into the project. When adding files, make sure the project panel is active and linked to the project name you selected. Each tab at the top of the section serves a specific purpose. Since there are many tabs and not all fit within the section, you can click the small arrows at the end of the frame to select which part to display. Next, let's get acquainted with other panels. One of Premiere's windows includes the Timeline panel, which is the most crucial and recognizable feature of working with Premiere. Files added to the project can be moved to the timeline, edited, and ultimately, whatever is in the timeline will be displayed in the output. Any editing needs to be done within the timeline and then saved. On the left side of the timeline, there's a tool panel showing limited tools, which is sufficient for working in Premiere. Additional actions can be performed using commands. On the right side of the timeline, there's a section showing audio levels, which will also be covered in future lessons. The top left panel has several options. The most significant part of this panel is Source, which displays our raw video. When changes are made in the timeline, the final file appears in Program. The Sources section also allows us to edit files using tools located at the bottom of this panel. These tools enable editing the raw file, after which it can be placed in the timeline to begin your project. Other elements will be addressed in future lessons through different examples. Thank you for watching the video to the end. I've provided all the explanations for this part. To watch the next sections of the Premiere tutorial from scratch, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel.
Hella big, had to run it back again.